That's what you get. That's what you get because you want to be so funny. What's up, TNJ fam? We are back with another video. And as you can see today, we are doing our first sit down video of 2024. So
first sit down video in a long time.
And truthfully, the only reason that we're doing this because it was easier than vlogging. And we promised you another video. So if you guys follow us on Instagram, and as you can see from the title, we're doing 21 questions. We asked you guys on a post for 21 questions and we were gonna sit down and answer them. So these are you guys' questions. I told you not to be inappropriate, but I actually thought y'all were gonna ask more interesting things, but we're just gonna go with it. So the first question is, how have you two been able to sustain and maintain your relationship?
Well, you take that one.
No, I asked the question.
Oh, so you gonna ask all the questions?
No, I mean, I just asked that one.
Honestly, I don't know how the hell we got here, to be honest with you.
You know.
This one is so difficult to deal with. Y'all know it. Y'all know it. Y'all be reading in between the lines.
That's exactly what I was talking about.
I see, and
no,
I did that on.
Exactly what I was talking about. We was just having a whole conversation about how I get villainized only on this platform, which is why I be ghosting. That y'all, attack me all the time, and he incites it.
I incited
Trump.
You did not call me that Republican.
Yeah, Trump. You be inciting violence against me on this app.
Okay, all jokes aside, I just knew that was gonna rub him the wrong way because we did just have this conversation. But
somebody give me the definition of incite.
Really and truly, like y'all, it took a lot of work, to be honest with you, and we're still not all the way there. I don't think there will ever be a point in which we will be 100% perfect. I think it has been a lot of being selfless. I would say I think Terrell has gotten to be much better with like apologizing and coming up and like letting me know, being more like verbal about his feelings and stuff. I think he tends to be quite closed off at times. You can be. And I don't know why though, because like when we first started dating, you were not like that. But then, he became a little hard rock. And so now he's starting to like open back up more. So that's been great. What'll solve it too.
Anyways, how have we been able to sustain? I definitely think it's just been learning and growing through like situations. So because we've been together 12 years now, it's been a lot of obstacles that you inevitably face throughout those 12 years. And so, I think that if you can get through 5 years of obstacles, you should be in somewhat of a decent shape. But honestly, I just think that it's learning and growing and making a decision every day to try to be better.
Yeah, I think we like wanted to be in the relationship and wanted to make it work. So I think we figured out just how to exactly to do that. And I just think it was a lot of breaking down walls and just being vulnerable.
How did you guys meet?
Now, who asked this question?
I'm not gonna say no names.
We met at a haunted house. If you need more than that, we have talked about this so many times. You can probably Google,
How did we meet?
Yeah, and I'm sure it'll come up.
Yeah. How to make a successful YouTube couple channel? I do not have the answer for that.
And you should not want an answer to that.
And my recommendation would be to not make a couple channel.
Okay, do a channel by yourself. Have you not
and have a little crossover every now and then.
Right. Have you not seen that, the YouTube couple curse? These couples be trying to get on here and be trying to think they about to blow up and stuff. And look at the amount of couples that have come versus the amount of couples that have been able to make it.
Oh, you know what it is? I do have a tip for you. Be married. Because if you're dating, so name how many married YouTube couples you typically don't see anymore versus ones that are just dating.
Most people that do a couples channel are dating because it's,
I know. So it's just like, you got to be married. I don't think it would have worked for us in college.
I don't know if
dating.
Marriage is necessarily the thing.
You think if we were dating in college and made YouTube that it would have worked?
Yeah. We was going to get married regardless, so.
I don't think so.
We still together, so it was going to work regardless of whether we would have did it when we were dating or when we were married. However, I just don't think that everybody's not equipped to deal with having a whole bunch of people love you and being known by a whole bunch of people and then making a bunch of money too, if you get to that point. So I just don't think that it's really like conducive to think about doing like a couples channel unless you have something to offer that's like putting something into the world, if that makes sense. Not just doing it to do pranks and to blow up. I never did like the prank girls.
I gave my. I like some pranks. Some pranks are.
I never liked the prank girlies. Next question.
I've been rocking with you and your husband for years. Was it hard to start your restaurant business?
I'll give y'all the truth about this.
Please don't.
Yes, I'll give y'all a little bit of truth. So, transparently, Terrell has been racking his brain on trying to figure out ways to create more income outside of social media. Now, granted, he is absolutely right to be thinking about that. However, we make really good money from social media. Praise the Lord, we've been booked, okay? But I understand his perspective of just wanting to diversify our income. So when we talk through like business ideas, I think Terrell was like really, really excited, you know, about the potential of doing something and owning something and passing stuff down to our kids, that we kind of went very quickly into one direction. And I think knowing what we know now, being that we've owned a restaurant for over a year now and now have two, I feel like now we would have done a little bit more research and we probably would not own the restaurant that we have if we owned a restaurant at all. Would you agree?
So I'm more involved in the restaurant business than
That
Darius.
is very much true.
And even in the research part, so first and foremost, it's a franchise. It's not our individual restaurant. So I don't want you guys to get confused. So franchise are a little bit easier to get into because you have the backing typically of a national franchise or a national brand. But not every national franchise or brand is ran the same or as efficiently as you would think. Like Jarius used to work at Subway when he was back in school, and so like that was a franchise.
High school. Don't try to
I
play
said
me.
back in school.
Well, that could have been college.
I mean, you wasn't
I
a
was
top
doing
level executive.
I
in
was
college.
doing something in college.
Okay.
I was in high school and I was 17 working at Subway. Now you make sure you clear that up.
Well, I worked in college at a franchise at Hungry Howie's. And again, it's just how it's ran, I guess. Like, you know, so I think I would have done more research into how specific franchises are ran. And again, I think it's just an added layer of responsibility because it's more employees, it's food. Food is very tricky too because it's all these. And you know what's funny? I said I would never get into food, so I really don't know what happened. But like food service, safety, all the things, temperatures, like customers and complaints, like it's a lot. 10 out of 10 would not recommend.
Okay, now don't just leave it at
No,
that.
I mean, I wouldn't. I just wouldn't recommend it. I think that it has its rewarding benefits of like having a restaurant, like, you know, we can cater special events for people and like in our neighborhood community, like people know, like, you know, will come and support. But I think that it's just for our life, it's not the most conducive where we're at this particular time. Like if we had more flexibility and availability, I think that it would be fine. But trying to balance it on top of what we do every day, like I think it's very difficult.
That's what I wanted him to say.
I mean, but again, I primarily do it, so I don't know why he wanted me to say that.
Well, now we can get into why he does
it's okay.
primarily do
Next
it.
question. Do you guys have separate friend groups or one big friend group?
Child, the friend group looking like dead little.
I mean, it's not.
The friend group is this little. That's
So
how
we
you
don't.
answer that.
So we don't. So to answer the question, we do not have separate friend groups. But it's not really by. It's interesting because you know we just had this conversation. A lot of my friendships from we both moved away from our hometowns immediately after graduation, and a lot of people like you know how people have their best friends that they grew up with. And everything, they didn't follow us to like the new city. And so, you know, when we moved away to Baton Rouge for school, we made friends there, but then when we all graduated, we moved to Atlanta. So we never been in a stable place to like, our friends were just like still down the street. We still linked up with them. If ever I go back home, like I'll see a couple of my friends. If Jarius goes back home, he'll see a couple of his friends. Or they came to visit before, but day to day, we have not had like a consistent like type of like friend group or like separate friend groups too, because we also work together. I was remote when we moved to Atlanta, so I've never been in an well, for a very short period of time I was like in an office, but it was in an HR capacity, so nobody wanted to be my friend. I was HR, so it was never like I never had a community.
Had the jobs where I worked with coworkers.
Yeah. He just didn't. I mean, they were very different.
Well,
we were on the path of like parenthood, and so.
Well, not only that, I was also going to say too, what makes friendships and just family relationships difficult for us too is, we were just talking about this, and I shared this with you. I lost contact with a lot of my family because I knew what their religious beliefs were about homosexuality. So when I knew that I was going to be exploring that part of myself more, I just kind of didn't want to deal with the negativity of it all. So
self-inflicted.
Right. So like I kind of lost those relationships, and then same thing with like friends and stuff. Like from back home when I was in high school and when I was a kid, those relationships just kind of went their own way because I wasn't going home that much. Like I wasn't willing to be super open about my relationship and things like that. So those relationships kind of died. And then y'all know how it is in Atlanta. It's hard to connect with genuine people, especially when you do what we do.
Or just because, I mean, I really think that the biggest thing is that we could have a lot of friends, but we have kids. And I think that a lot of people don't relate to people who have kids because, like, I'm thinking of one person in particular. It's just like they want to be out, and they don't get like the kid aspect, and that's okay. Mm-hmm. What's the best dish that the other makes? He only make like 2, so I would have to say maybe his gumbo.
So what's the other one that I made?
When is the last time you cooked?
It's been a long time.
No, but I want you to tell the camera, like, if you had to guess, when is the last time you think you cooked?
I can't even tell you, it's been a long time. When's the last time you cooked?
That's crazy. Jarvis, I made you homemade chicken noodle soup when you were sick.
Terrible.
From scratch.
Oh, you made the pasta noodles?
I did. I rolled it.
You're lying.
I didn't make the noodles from scratch, but I literally made chicken noodle soup when he used to just eat Campbell's.
And before that, what did you cook?
Jarvis, I used to cook. Now, come on.
Truth is, we hired a chef for like the last 7-8 months. So like nobody's been cooking.
I mean, okay, so what happens now because we don't have one?
Yeah.
Right, you still haven't cooked, but okay.
Why haven't I been cooking?
It's all right. So I say gumbo.
Terrell's best dish to me is, he makes a couple that I like.
Yeah.
I love his beef stew. I love we don't eat them anymore, but he used to make really good like pork chops, rice and gravy. That was really good. Those would probably be my 2.
What about my pasta?
What pasta?
My salmon and shrimp pasta.
Your salmon don't be not now that we've had a chef. That chef's salmon was really good, and compared to yours, it was a little dry. But
you can bet. You better be trying to find another chef. No, move. I make turkey necks, all kind of stuff, baby.
I will say Tara's, and y'all know this, like the real ones know this. Tara's always been the cooker in the family.
All right, we gotta get through these. How do you find time for each other?
Yeah, how you find time for me?
You just gotta get in where you fit in. You just gotta make it, truthfully. Hope that the sitter's available and pray for the best. What are your goals for this year?
Goals for this year, really, the biggest goal I will say for me is to solidify the house that we're going to build 100%. Like if I feel like if we could come to a real agreement on what the house looks like, you know, what how the layout is gonna be, like the overall like theme and scheme and stuff, I feel like if we could come to that would be a really big goal that I would feel happy about.
Okay. How does it feel to be 7 years married?
Well, since I just answered the last one.
It feels great. It feels like a good accomplishment, mainly because I think that you don't see it as often, and I think a lot of people count what like a same-sex couple being together that long, married with kids, X, Y, and Z. Like it feels good to defy the odds and to be doing it authentically. So I'm proud of it.
Yeah.
What was your worst date and why?
Our worst date?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't think we've had like a really, really bad date. Can you remember one? That wasn't a date. I know what you're thinking about.
What? Tell me. Huh? What? No, that's not a date.
Okay, I was making sure. I'm like, it's not a date.
No, wait, I'm trying to think. I'm pretty sure we've had a bad date. I don't know. Nothing stands out.
Yeah, I don't think we've had a really bad date.
Wow.
We didn't date that long either.
We're so perfect. Have your older kids been questioned about having two dads, positively or negatively?
I think maybe one of Arya's friends asked her why she didn't have a mom, and she explained it to them, and I think they were like, "Oh, cool." But all of their classmates and stuff like that know who we are. They be like, "That's Ashton's dads. Those are Arya's dads. Hi, we are
us.
Mr. Joseph."
They love us.
No, it's not been bad.
How are Ashton and Arya dealing with having a new sister?
First of all, Aspen is obsessed with Ashton, so that can tell you pretty much how that's going. The girls are great together too. I don't know why Aspen is so infatuated with Ashton, because he's not even like that giving. Like he's not like a super expressive type of person. Whereas Arya is, and I feel like Arya tries to like give her a lot of personality. Like she'll go up to her and she'll be like, "Hi, pretty girl. Hi, girl." Like all of that, and Aspen will just be like. But then Ashton will walk up, he'll be like, "Hey, sister," and her whole face just like lights up.
Sad?
So I don't know, but either way, both the older kids love her to death.
Okay, how is life with Aspen?
Aspen makes me want another baby, if I'm being transparent with you. Aspen, out of all three of my kids, has been the easiest baby to deal with. 1,000%.
When she hit like 6 months. Because we didn't go through that. Aspen was rough throughout the night, if you think about it in the beginning. Now we don't remember because we're past it. But throughout the night, remember, Ashton and Arya used to not be like that. Waking up throughout the night like Aspen was.
Okay, but you can't really discount that.
I'm just saying that you said the easiest baby. I'm saying like Ashton and Arya used to sleep.
Ashton and Arya used to cry too. Aspen, literally the only time that Aspen cries, she goes to bed at 7 o'clock. But like between 5:45 and like 7, during that time she's breaking down. So like she's like, okay, like, you know, I'm getting tired. And then probably about like 6, I moved it up a little bit, but like probably around like 6:30.
Okay, we can save it for the Aspen video.
She'd be like, yeah, I'm ready to go to sleep. So during that part, she'd be like, she'll get the whining and stuff, and she, you know, will definitely let the whole house know she's pissed off. But other than that, like Aspen is literally perfection. And I put that on everything.
Are y'all having another baby?
Aspen makes me want a fourth.
He says all that, and I've had multiple conversations with him about having another baby, and then he's hesitant about it. So I told him the clock is ticking because I'm not going to be in my 50s.
Raising no children.
Doing all this.
That's the only thing. Like, I would wait like another couple years. And Terrell is like, no, if we gonna do it, we have to
like
do it.
tomorrow. If we're going to do it, we need to start tomorrow.
That's
I'm
too
not.
soon.
No, well.
Yeah, we might just be with 3.
What did you do for each other for your anniversary? We went to Mexico. We went to this hotel that I really, really like, that I usually get all my relaxation and great massages, and it's all-inclusive, good food. So we went there in Mexico, and we spent 6 days.
6 days, 5 nights.
It was amazing.
All we did was sleep, a little bit of TV, you know, argued once.
I mean,
did yoga.
We did yoga every morning.
Every morning, did massages.
I know how to calm myself down. What legacy do you all want to leave for your children? I think that the legacy that I want to leave them is that, like, their fathers had part in essentially shifting the narrative of what it meant to be same-sex parents, to what it meant to be in a same-sex relationship, outside of like traditional media. Like what you see on movies and TV shows of what they essentially characterize us to be and to look like. I just want to leave behind that we did the work to make the world more accepting, especially for people like us and for kids who grew up in same-sex households as well.
For me, I think I agree with that, and that's really important because that's the work that we do. But to take it down to more of a personal level, I really just want my kids to look back and just know that their fathers were there for them every step of the way, that they built them up to, be confident in themselves and in their abilities, and to go out into the world and like take charge, be a leader, not a follower, and for them to just be happy. And I want them to chase peace in life and not a dollar, not fame or anything else. Like, I just want them to just grow up and go and chase happiness. That's the legacy that I want to leave.
What is it like when you guys disagree and fight?
It depends on what kind of disagreement and what the topic is. If it's a really, really tough topic,
I think that we've managed to get to the point to where we can now say, like, I need a minute. And I think that that's been like a game changer, because before I was very like, we need to address this right now, and I'm gonna say how I feel, which in the heat of the moment is not always the best. And so now we're just like, I don't think this is the right time to really chat this through. Give me a minute, get my thoughts together. We can come back and do it in a second.
but again, we ain't perfect. So there are times, like I was saying, there are times where it's just like, it just comes out. And sometimes you just gotta get it out. And then I think a game changer for us too has been realizing that right now you frustrated. You probably saying a bunch of stuff that you really don't mean. And I know for me, like, I've gotten to the point to where I'm just like, there's some things I can let slide. Like, he used to say some stuff that like would hurt my feelings, and then I'm just like, he don't mean that. Like, he just pissed off and he angry, and right now I got a little more patience for him. I'll let you get yourself together, then you come talk to me when you got your sense.
That sounds like, and that's exactly why I be reverting to my old ways. What is your top favorite song right now? Okay. What song do you play on repeat in the car?
I gotta look.
You don't know what song you play on repeat? Then it's not a favorite song.
Well, no, because I got a couple. Because I found it.
I just asked for one.
315. Dang.
I mean, it's just one. It's just a simple question. I've only been listening. Well, I actually got two. No, I was just gonna say. So I like Beyonce, My House. That kind of get me in the zone. And then if I'm doing R&B, it's Money Long made for me right now.
Mine is 315 by Russ. I've heard him before, but I didn't really know who he was. And then I started listening to him, and I'm just like, dang it, every song he puts out, I just vibe with. I don't know. I can take in a bunch of different types of music though, and I just love his whole vibe.
Favorite clothing brand?
I don't really have a favorite clothing brand.
I've been big on Essentials lately. I think it's super comfortable, and I've been liking it. I've been liking Essentials.
So, just a sweatshirt?
No, I like the two-piece sets. I'm a two-piece set type of person, if you guys didn't know.
But there's plenty of people who make two-piece sets, just like Essentials.
But I just like Essentials because it's comfy. I thought you looked good in yours.
Thank you. But I don't really have a favorite. I love clothes, but I could pick.
Jarius likes Temu.
I didn't even know for real that Temu was a real.
I mean,
thing.
you got a lot of cute things from Shein, I think.
I can go high and low. It don't matter.
All right, final question. I think we're at 21. If we're not, it's fine. What's something new you learned about each other recently?
Something new that he let me go to Dubai by myself. I don't know.
Oh, you gotta tell him the backstory. That essentially that he thinks that I think that we can travel separately. Is that what you learned?
No, I knew that, but it was just I just didn't think that he would care for me to go on a big trip like that by myself. That was interesting. But the backstory to that is that he was saying that he doesn't really want to go to Dubai because of like the anti-gay laws and all of that stuff. And I think it would be a city that crazy enough that he would have a lot of fun in just because of the things that is really important to him. So I think that he would have a great time in Dubai. And I've always talked about it and always said that we should go. And every so often I'll throw a jab at him because he doesn't want to go. And he was just like, well, I don't want to be the thing that holds you back from being able to have that experience. So why don't you go by yourself? And I thought that was great of him. But I'm like, nigga, I ain't about to go, you know, all the way to Dubai and leave my man at home. So he coming with me.
That's what you think. I just learned that he thinks that I'm coming with him. That's what I learned. But anyway, guys, again, I don't know if that was 21 questions or not. I think it was. But I don't want this video to be too long. It's already long, but I don't want it to be too long. But be thankful because we've been giving y'all long videos. So again, this is number 3. We're still on track, I think. Bear with us.
We took a week off because it was our anniversary, and hopefully y'all like understand that. I already told y'all in the last video that we weren't gonna vlog, you know, while we were on the trip. But for real, when we came back to like
everybody was sick. So we're just getting over it.
Literally,
which is why I'm like coughing and sniffling, but it's fine. We love you guys so much. Make sure you run up the views on our other videos and drop a comment and let us know if you asked any of those questions or if you learned anything new about us. But until next time,
stop slick.
That's what you get. That's what you get. That's what you get because you want to be so funny. You want to be so funny. Now you can end it by yourself.